options with everyone regarding potentially becoming an in-state student and financing your education with us and hopefully paying a little less of a tuition cost while attending. So this program is targeted towards our students from Mexico with limited financial resources. So it's going to be a student tuition assistance program. It is not a competitive scholarship. It is a need-based program, so that's important to remember. This program does allow all of our F1 or J1 visa students from Mexico with limited financial resources to pay Texas in-state tuition rates. Again, it's not a scholarship, so it is not going to be processed in our scholarship department. It is processed here in the office of the registrar by myself, and it is based on financial need. So to be eligible for this program, you must be a citizen or permanent resident of Mexico. You must not have applied for U.S. permanent resident card or currently have one. You must plan to return to Mexico after finishing your educational program. You must currently hold an F1 or J1 visa or be in the process of obtaining that visa when you apply to the program. You must demonstrate financial need, and then you must maintain attendance in the 9 hours per semester for a graduate student and have a 3.0 GPA for a graduate student. It is important to note that students enrolled in the intensive English program are not eligible for the border county program. So to apply for this program, your initial application is going to be the one that's going to require the most information or documentation from you. Your first-time application is going to be pretty straightforward, just collecting personal information about yourself and your family. Your bank affidavit form is going to require to be notarized by the financial institution that holds your funds. If that financial institution is in Mexico, you will have to take that form back to Mexico to have it notarized. In some cases, the financial institution won't notarize the form, and that's okay, as long as they provide us with a letter and a bank statement verifying that you did try and get it notarized for us. And then the affidavit of support form. This form is just so that we can understand how you'll be paying for your education. So it could be a form you submit only one of, it could be a form you submit multiple of. This is just collecting who's going to be helping you pay for that education, who's going to be providing you somewhere to stay, the food that you eat. So if you have cousins or aunts or family members here in the United States who will be doing those things for you, you would submit multiple copies of the affidavit of support. And then the final piece is going to be to demonstrate your financial need. That will be done via monthly pay stubs for the 3 months prior to submission of the application or a certified accountant verification letter. So this is the part where most people struggle with the border county program, because in our experience, a number of families in Mexico actually own their business and they submit documentation that provides us income for the entire business, not for their family specifically. So when you're submitting your documents for the border county program, we want to know the income that your specific family receives, not your entire business if you do own a business in Mexico. Otherwise, we look at your business income and most likely you would not qualify for the program. So it's important to submit only the pay stubs or salary information for yourself and your family members whom you live with to be considered for the border county program. The border county program does require recertification each academic year. So every fall term is when we complete our recertifications. So you would need to submit an updated recertification application. It's much simpler, does not require all of the documentation your first time application will require. And you just submit that application along with an updated affidavit of support. And we verify that you've maintained the required hours and that you maintain the required GPA, and then you'll get to continue on in the program. The border county program, unlike our residency requirements, does have very strict deadlines. So this program for our fall semester is August 1st, our spring semester, December 17th, and our summer semester is May 1st. These are hard deadlines. If your application is not into our office prior to these deadlines, your application will not be processed and you will have to appeal that decision, which is kind of a lengthy process to be able to provide the supporting documentation as to why you did not complete that application on time and submit it to our office. It is also important to note about the Border County program that we only accept your application via the online document uploader. I've provided a link for the document uploader at the end of the presentation, but that is the only means in which you can submit your application for the Border County program. Any other submission to any other office will prevent us from processing your application, and you would have to go back and resubmit via the document uploader. So that program is available to Mexican citizens. Quite a few students do utilize this program. Even our graduate students, a number do utilize it. And it is a great program as long as you're keeping up with your deadlines and submitting the necessary documentation so that I can continue to recertify you each academic year. So that's all I have today about the programs that we offer. Was there any questions that I can answer for anyone?
Could you please share with the audience what do we mean by state tuition?
Essentially, if you're a Texas resident, it's the lesser tuition rate. Typically, you would be classified as an out-of-state student or an international student if you're coming on an F1 visa or you have a visa of any type for that matter. And in-state tuition is going to be the tuition rate that a student from the state of Texas would be paying. And that rate is always going to be significantly lower than that of an out-of-state student or an international student. So it's really beneficial to you as a graduate student to determine if you can qualify for any of the programs or waivers that we offer. It is going to drastically reduce the cost of your tuition rate across the years that you'll spend with us getting that graduate degree.
Do I need to live in a border county state to be eligible for the border county program?
You just must be a citizen of Mexico. You don't necessarily have to live in a bordering city or state. You just have to be a citizen. We do request your passport from Mexico to verify, but it's not anything specific. You just must be a citizen. Anyone who has any questions, any concerns, any thought or possibility that they think they could qualify for in-state, to please just email. I'm happy to review your student record. I'm happy to help you determine if you don't qualify for in-state tuition rates currently, can we get you qualified in the future? Can we get you on a path to paying that in-state tuition rate and lowering your cost of attendance maybe in a semester or two? So maybe you don't qualify right now, but we can work together to get you to that place where you do qualify, and it does save you a little bit of money on your tuition rate while you finish that degree with us.